Hey, what's going on, you beautiful people? So today, I don't really have a scripture, but um, we laid my grandfather to rest this past weekend, and a lot between the funeral service and the viewing, and then today, he was laid to rest. He was in the army, so he was laid to rest with the rest of the veterans, and it just sort of had me thinking, just like all weekend, how big of a pillar he was because of, like his faith in God. And, he was a deacon in the church, for, I mean, ever since I can remember, and I was, probably 4, 5, 6, 7 or whatever in, Sunday school, and he was running it with another deacon. And so he's always been in the church along, with my other grandfather, who passed like years ago when I was around 12. But it really just had me thinking about just, like the impact that he had on us becoming believers, right? And the Bible, we know, it says raise a child up in the way that they should go, right? And so when they're older, they'll never depart from it. And, like that coupled with everything, and it was a beautiful service, and the preaching, and, just the remembrance of his name. It was all really awesome, but, the best part was me knowing that he was going to be in heaven, right? So me knowing that I had nothing to worry about. That dude served, and he was a faithful servant, and, he knew his word, and he believed Jesus, and he walked with God. And so that was the most awesome part, just understanding that, man, he's going to be in heaven, right? And a lot of times, right, I don't know, like how many people that I can say that about, right? When I'm at funerals, or I hear of a passing of a friend, or, like somebody's parent or grandparent, and I never get to just have that, feeling or that assuredness that, oh yeah, like that person's for sure going to heaven. And so this was, very sorrowful, right? A lot of tears shed, but, it was so amazing, right? Because, he said, pain may endure for a night, right? But joy comes in the morning. And, there was super joy, understanding that he was going to be in heaven. And I just want you guys to know out there, right, that we are, like the salt of